What's up guys, and today we're going to be checking out a very special video on how Arknights almost died and the community saved it. Now the reason that we're checking this out in the first place is we were just doing Docil's Holiday. We were doing the main story for that, and people brought it up to my attention that Chalter, aka Chen Alter, when she originally released there was a huge controversy and everybody was losing their mind for different reasons, so this will help further elaborate on that and make me understand why people were just freaking out as much as they were. So as always, I want to give a big shout out to Supa. Please be sure to leave a like on their videos, subscribe to them if you haven't already, and I'll leave the link to this video in the description box below. But yeah, let's see the Chalter drama, because I gotta know. I am very curious to what the hell the full story is.
February 2nd, 2023. You watch this YouTube video and you think...
Actually, March 1st.
What? A video about the Chumi Chum drama? In the year of our Lord, 2023.
I know, damn... No, wait a second. Quick, real quick. I know damn well that ain't a Jump Force. That ain't a Jump Force poster up there. That game, oh lord. Anyways. Anyways.
No, this is a retrospective. So shut the f*** up. July 25th, 2021.
Alright, break it in.
Today is CN Stream Day. Everyone's skeletons are shaking with excitement and anticipation.
Excitement
of what
all over
they
the place.
might show. Maybe they'll even announce the Persona 5 collab that everyone wants.
I don't think we're getting a Persona 5 collab. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna believe, guys. We got a Rainbow Six Siege one. You got a Monster Hunter one. Hey, maybe we'll get Persona 6.
So they announce a fanboy and la creatura, or Chen di Holang Day.
Yeah.
Before this, I wasn't aware you could be flashbanged by a word. Now,
I know all about that.
I need you to understand that the instant that she was shown on screen, she immediately hit the fan. The first thing that caught everyone's attention is her E2 artwork.
Which, well, okay, so me just looking at it, like, I think it looks good. I think the art looks really good, first off. Like, I like this E2 art. But listen.
Just look at her.
It's the face. It's the face that gets people angry. That's what it is.
She looks like someone drew Chen from memory. She looks like she's chewing on a Rubik's Cube.
It's the face, okay.
So the CN fanbase starts complaining, and soon other issues come up. They recognize this banner for the shameless attempt at a cash grab that it was. Hypergriff wanted your money, and they wanted all of it. The full amount in your wallet.
As, you know, I would think all gacha companies want your money, but, you know.
They were trying to sell a lazy, limited 6-star altar for someone that was already a 6-star, that was broken, poorly drawn, and had no reason to be an altar instead of a skin. You know, the one people have been asking for a while. This...
I don't know. Okay, like, I know this was something that happened years ago, but I don't know if I exactly agree for the fact that like, people would say, oh, she didn't need to be an altar? Because I think, like, don't get me wrong, is Chen Alter broken? Yes. Like, and this is just my opinion on the thing. Is Chen Alter broken? Obviously, everybody and their mother knows Chen Alter is broken, duh. But I don't think it was unnecessary to make the character. I definitely don't think it was unnecessary for the altar. Now, like I said, I do like the art. Like, I think it looks good. But, if we want to talk about her facial expression, yeah, now that you mention it, if I'm really looking at it, it does look off. So there's that. There is that. But the outfit as a whole, I didn't think was bad. Like, I didn't think so. I mean, it's a gacha game. You have like a summertime event. People like those type of skins for their characters. That's just my
The
opinion on
one
it. But we'll
people
continue.
have been asking for a while. This also threw the fanbase for a loop. Why do summer events have limited operators now? What even is the occasion? It's just summer. This gave the idea that Hypergriff was going to add more and more limited banners, squeezing the players like the pillow that you sleep with and pretend it's your waifu.
I mean, would people... And the thing... And I want to make this very clear. Like, I'm not trying to, like... And I want people to know this. I'm not trying to defend the company every time they say something that's like a rebuttal against it or whatever. But I'm just speaking from, like, my point of view with it. It's it's just summertime. I mean, I at least I would think, because I know I want it for like Genshin and stuff, for there to be summertime like characters and stuff like that, like things that make the summertime hype. You know what I mean? So like whether it's, let's say, New Year stuff, whether it's summer stuff, whether it's like Christmas stuff, or people that like like the Halloween events and stuff like that. I don't think it's a bad thing to have a character that comes out during then, So I'd say so far with this, the only thing that I could really like agree with is the fact that her face does look off in the E2 art, like it does, and the fact that she is hella broken. So people would most likely want to pull for her just because of the level that Chalter is broken at. So you have two things there.
Then, just a couple of days later, the E2 artwork was fixed into what we know today.
Okay, so this was the original and this is the new one? So they just changed the face a bit, right? So what, they made her face like smaller a little bit? Is that what happened? And then they messed with the eyes a little bit, right? And made them a little bit brighter and such? And okay, and with the skin tone a little bit. I think that's what just happened. Okay, because yeah, if I'm looking at them left and right, yeah, I do see, yeah. Okay, I mean the right does look better, yes, but like I said in the beginning, I still think it, like, the whole outfit and everything looked good, but yeah, the face did look off. Okay.
But this made another issue come up.
Okay.
If fixing an artwork is so simple, what about the bad artworks in the past? Why aren't those getting fixed? Why is Firewatch forced to remain a sleep paralysis demon? This didn't look good. The CN fanbase could not let this slide. The artwork fix might have been an attempt to calm down the fanbase and then let the drama die down and be forgotten.
Right.
This strategy is very common with soulless corporations. Isn't that right, Wizards of the Coast?
I don't know about Wizards of the Coast, I have no idea what that is, but I will also say, just so this is clear, I'm all about speaking my mind when it comes to, like, video game companies doing scummy things and all that. I mean, or just making really bad decisions, or just lack of decisions. Hoyoverse when they want to do stupid stuff with Genshin, and that's a whole other thing, but I always try to make sure I do that. But over here with this thing, I'm not seeing the level of severity that people were trying to make it to. I mean, like, that's just me.
Then, just like a white girl on Twitter, they grabbed old issues wholesale and brought them in the current conversation. Namely, no more summer limited banner, promise no more...
Wait, okay, I gotta read this. Okay, so no more summer limited banner. We can't do much now since Hypergriff decided to launch it anyway, but to some, they feel the sudden appearance of this summer limited banner is unreasonable and illogical. They feel like Hoyoverse is trying to milk their money, especially most of the CN players are high school students who try to spend their money carefully. So, okay, so let me get this straight. So people were mad that Chalter appeared out of nowhere, essentially. So is it that the reason why they were so pissed, they just didn't have a heads up on the character to save? That's why people were mad? Because if so, that makes sense, yes, if they just throw a banner at you out of nowhere, but I don't think there shouldn't be any summer banners at all. I feel like that's stupid. I feel like there should still be summer limited banners because that's cool. As long as it's a cool character, design is sick, fun gameplay, I don't see why not. And then this part is where you sort of lose me. It's like, oh, the fact that most of the CN players are in fact high school students who try to spend their money carefully. You could say that about a lot of gachas and stuff, that there's like younger people that play it, but that just doesn't really, I don't know, that just really doesn't go into, it's a gacha game. Like, we gotta remember what we're playing at the same time. It's a gacha game. There's gonna be a lot of people who are adults too that play the game that, you know, are gonna spend money towards it. So I don't know, like this part you sort of lose me with this because I'm just like, meh, okay.
For summer limited banner, promise no more producing alter characters in a light-hearted way.
Okay, wait. So promise no more producing alter characters in a lighthearted way. This is reasonable, and I actually agree upon this. Lava's alter is based on her character growth in the future, and Scatty's alter is an alternative timeline, right? Which I did both of the stories for that, so I know what they're talking about. But Holiday Chen, she's just Chen who wears a bikini and goes on a summer vacation in Dossels. Although we could explain that this is Chen. This Chen is Chen of Rhodes Island, not LGD, since after the reunion incident others do not agree. They feel that this cheapens the values of alter characters, ignoring the lore part. Instead, they would prefer to see alters in future. Cruz, old rangers who returns to the battlefield, fighter Gabriel, and even Shining unleashing her sword. Even for Chen, they would rather see her alter in the future, like in the Victoria arc or something serious that will change Rhodes Island's future, like the wandering Wuxia hero she loves as a child. So they're mad that they made an alter and it wasn't really to like build upon the character even more and for lore and stuff. I mean, it's like I sort of get it, you know, sort of, but at the same time I'm like, I just don't think it's that big of a deal. Like that's just me. Like I said, you like if you want to disagree, you could respectfully disagree about it, and I'm not gonna think you're stupid or something like that. Like I'm not gonna flip out. I just don't think it's that big of a deal. Like, is it cool when we get is it cool when we get alters that like help with the character growth of a character and stuff? Yeah, I feel like that's awesome. But at the same time, if it's like a fun, lighthearted summer event and we get another version of character, I think it's cool. I don't see an issue with that. At the same time, I don't think that's really bad to be getting another version of the character, even if it's not in the super serious type of way. Because even then, like the one for Scatty, it isn't even canon. Her alter. I did the freaking oh my god, I forgot the name of the event. Not Stultifera Novice. Undertides. I did the Undertides event, and I was waiting the whole time to see Scatty, in their alter form in the story, and the next thing you know, it was like, oh no, that's just, that's just like an alternative timeline thing. It's not even canon, so I'm just like, oh. So if anything, wouldn't people be mad about that? If we're gonna just be mad about stuff, you know? So hopefully what I said there just makes sense. So at least to me, it's really not that big of a deal. It's a summer event. Summertime is a very popular time. People want new skins. People, I like I said, I don't mind getting an alter for Chen. That's just me. Like, on anything that I think that they're actually doing scummy in this, that's brought up in the video, I'll mention it. But I don't. The only thing that I could really say is them just making the character pop out of nowhere. Hey, here's this banner, and people not get a heads up. That's the only thing I could say. Like, it is important to at least give people a heads up. And then decreasing the 300 guarantee limit until 120. Since Hypergriff wants to release more alter characters, then you might as well decrease the guarantee limit. This is what CN players think about. Because of the cheapened values, they feel it is unworth to pull for her until the 300 guarantee. Adding to this is the increasing number of limited banners. We already have 3 limited banners for this year, including the Rainbow Six banner. Same reason Hypogriff wants to milk their money. I think the more limited banners, it's cool. You can say, oh damn, but I'm not gonna be able to like pull for all these and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's a gacha game. I mean, unless people just want less limited banners in a year, and if you want less characters, then there you go. But at the same time, I don't think you need to pull on every single banner, you know. But I'll say this: what I do agree with, though, I mean, and would be cool, is if you you don't have to do 300. That's just me, though. I mean, okay, well, I'm not even saying that's just me. No, I know that's a lot of people probably that are like, hey, I rather not have to do 300 pulls. You know what I'm saying? Like 300 pulls is a lot of pulls to spark a character and stuff. So me personally, hey, if you want to make it 120, make it 120. Because man, I had to do 300 pulls for W, and I was like, oh my god, that's a lot of pulls. So I agree with that. Like, this is what I'll say. If you're gonna have a lot of limited banners out here, yeah, we could decrease this from 300. Can we make this a bit lower? Even if they did 200, if they dropped it down from 300 to 200, that would be better. Because that is a lot of pulls though. And if we're dropping new banner to new banner to new banner, that would help out. Because I want like the more characters that could come out, the better. I think more content, but decreasing this, I agree, would be a good idea. So
120. Yeah. Cancel this limited banner and change it to Mizuki single banner.
Cancel this banner and change it to Mizuki single banner, related to number 1 and number 3. Also the same reason Hypergriff wants to milk their money. They would rather have cute Shota Mizuki than a holiday Chen. However, Hypergriff wants to release it anyway. It's wait, I don't know what that says, but okay. And I want to make this clear also, I'm not justifying gacha companies trying to like take your money like crazy and like milk you dry, but at the same time, like, it's a gacha company. I'm not surprised. That's the whole the basis of how these games work. Money. Getting money from banners and stuff, pulling for characters. So like I said, I'm not gonna justify it, but I'm not like surprised. This is what this is. Like, I feel like you know what it is. Alright, so let me see this.
This limited banner and change it to Mizuki single banner.
Change holiday Chen's E2 art. This is not much a big deal because it has already been modified, but some feels like the art looks too strange. The arms are too long. Chen must let down her hair. The parrot's toes in the arts are wrong. And why the heck Chen must show an unwilling face during a holiday to them? The art is still too far from perfection. Even La Pluma's art is better than hers. I didn't look at it that deep. Like I said, I think the art, I think the outfit and everything for her looked good. Her face did look off, and the new art for her face does look better. I'll say that.
Change holiday Chen's E2 art. Change all the old character.
Change all the old character arts in the game. This has to do with the art director. Instead, this is a problem connected with number 5. Okay, they're responsible for the artwork of Arknights. However, some suspect that he has no heart in his work and is very lazy, especially when he is one of Hypergrip's shareholders. With the release of Holiday Chen E2 art, they firmly believe that he should never be Hypergrip's art director. They often compare him with other artists like Skade and Huanzhang Haitu, however you say that, and mock that his artwork has never improved. Secondly, as the title says, some of the character arts in-game simply are too old. In Cal's case, her E2 art is the same as the beta version that never changed. They say, look at W, this is what we should have. Others do not have, others do not like some NPC arts like Teresa's. Think that they deserve a redrawn version. However, to me, art is very subjective. I have been learning art since childhood, and I know that artwork is good enough as long as there's no serious problem, and you can give interpretations and meanings to it. Heck, there are people who say that Picasso's art is rubbish. Also, he's already very busy as the art director. Chen's E2 art was just his mistake, and you can't demand him to overhaul all the characters in the game. That's too over. I mean, that is pretty crazy to want them to change like all of the old characters' art. I mean, if a character's older and that's how the art looks, I think that's how the art looks. Now, I'll say this: if somebody's art just straight up looks like trashy and like low effort and scuffed as hell, that's different. Like, yeah, you need to fix that. You definitely need to fix that. But as far as I can remember, the character's art that I've seen in this game looks really, really sick. Would it be cool to see more characters have like some crazy looking animated backgrounds and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I think for characters, especially, you know, characters that you're putting so many pulls into, they should have amazing looking art. But yeah, I mean, it's bound to happen if you have characters that have been in the game since the very beginning, that their art is not going to look good as the newer art. I feel like that's just common sense. You know what I'm saying? Like Gabriel the Invincible's art is probably going to look better than, I don't know, freaking, who's a character that's been in the game for a long time, like Bagpipe or something? I don't know. Okay, I don't know if that's like the best comparison, because like Gabriel's like a limited character. But you get what I'm trying to say. Newer is going to look better than the older. But definitely there shouldn't be art that looks scuffed as hell, or not even look like how the character's supposed to look in the first place. That I agree. So for Chen Alter, her face looked off, they fixed how her face looked. That's good. That's what they should do, you know? We shouldn't have art that looks weird, you know, for the face. It should look like the character.
Arts in-game. Explain why Amiya's planter skin and Eureka, the spokeswoman for this event, has G-Dragon's Peace Minuson on them.
Ooh. What? Okay. Wait. They suspect Hypogryph is committing plagiarism by drawing, but however you want to say that, on them, which is a registered logo. They look somehow identical. This is not the first time that Hypogryph's been blamed for this. Long ago, someone found out that Lapland, Liskarms, and provinces archives are plagiarized by Rainbow Six Siege. Upon knowing this, Hypogryph reworked it and issued an apology. People miss the old Hypogryph, which responds immediately. Now this, yeah, no, you can't be doing that. you can't be doing that. Straight up just plagiarism, just straight up copying off people, and the fact that they even had to fix it and apologize. Yeah, no. Yeah, there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that. That's a no. Like, that's common sense.
Demand the way at W to explain the issues concerning the in-game character arts and the recently published art book.
Let me read this one. This is connected with number 6 aside from the player's unsatisfaction on the character's arts, which I've explained earlier. There are actually some problems with the Arknights art book. Yes, the book is cheap enough and most of the contains are okay, but the book only shows the operator's E2 arts in many interviews. No explanation concerning the game's lore. Besides, they are unhappy with the book because there are too few characters, designs, or previous drafts in it. Some feel that the book simply has no value than showing off their E2 art. Okay, so people are mad about an art book. Yeah, I mean, if you're buying an art book for the characters, it should have the E1 and E2 art in it, yeah? And I guess, like, some lore about the character. That I'd agree with. I feel like that's, I mean, if you're spending your money on an art book, you want it to have more art in it and then info about the character. And then, like, the first drafts of the characters. That's what it should be. You shouldn't half-ass a freaking art book for a video game. That's the whole point of seeing the behind-the-scenes stuff. Like, for instance, I have a Persona 5 Royal art book, and it has a lot of sick-looking stuff in it. So, I mean, you should have a bunch of stuff in there, of both designs.
Character arts and the recently published art book. Readjust the contain in the RMB 198 package.
This is exclusive to the CN server, and they have changed it yesterday. There is a summer holiday package that costs RMB 198. However, many notice that there is something missing in the package, comparing it with the Rainbow Six package. This new package was adjusted and it's meaningless to spend on it. Even now, Hypogryph promised that they'll give 24 OP to players who buy this package via mailbox. Some believe that Hypogryph is not sincere in the handling the package issue, that they use the words missing parts in the package, leading to many suspecting that Hypogryph is twisting the words. Well, yeah, if they have a package and it ended up being trash and now they owe people stuff, yeah, that's yikes. That's pretty straightforward.
Explain why the pink doggo has been delayed all the time. Promise that the
What the
new
hell?
module system
I don't even think I need to say anything about that. The new module system is free to play. Upon the release of a new module system, many fear that they have to spend more money. Even though Hypogryph has promised it's free, they fear Hypogryph is twisting their words. Yeah, okay, well, this was back then when people were complaining about it, right? Yeah, the new module system's cool, though. I like it a lot. Like I know these problems were a long time ago, whatever, that they're talking about, right? But yeah, no, the module system's sick. I like it.
F2P. Do proofreading to all the previous story dialogue.
Wait. No, was I correct with that, or they mean something else about the module system from back then? Shoot, I don't remember. I don't even know. I just think I confused myself.
To all the previous story dialogues and wordings. Stop.
Okay. So yes, we know that Arknights has many typos and grammar issues. Yep, I've encountered some of them because I do read the story out loud on stream. The most notable ones are the name on the LGD logo, Lungman, rather than the correct Lungmun, rather than the correct Lungman and Palace's profile, Minos rather than the original Forte. Other than that, they want Hypogryph to improve their standards in writing. They think Hypogryph's writing is only equivalent to those of a secondary school student. Damn, and no more quiz in their stories. I mean, yeah, you don't want to have typos in there and stuff, but Jesus, y'all flaming them. However, I think that this is what we, the EN/global servers player, showed demand for too. This is pretty obvious during the Maria Neural event, in which some lines are actually not translated. Okay, yeah, you can't be doing that. You have to have proper translation, and there can't be a bunch of scuff text in there. I agree with that. You're paying people to make sure that they're translating the stuff, make sure they're doing it right. Okay, sure, I agree. Also, which is Jesselton Miller, Jesselton Williams, and Justin Williams?
Dialogues and wordings. Stop releasing event reruns in one shot. Give a maximum
Oh, wait, what do you mean by that? Okay, so stop releasing event reruns in one shot. Upon the release of this summer's event, there was a very long time span of 2 months without a new event aside from Dorothy's Doctor's mini story. I thought it said Dorothy. We'll get into that in a second, because if you want me to agree on something, where the hell is Dorothy? Like, do people even know when Dorothy's coming out on Global? Nobody knows. Where's Dorothy? Who's Dorothy? Is she even alive? I don't know who Dorothy is. So that's a whole nother thing. Like, where the hell is Dorothy at? Okay. All they could play were the reruns of TOW and GTGCR. Other than that, there's nothing else. It's very boring to older players. Okay. I get it.
Give a maximum deadline for releasing each new main story arc and speed up the process.
It simply takes too long for Hypogryph to release one new chapter, for example. It almost takes a year to start the Victoria arc. Imagine this, if Hypogryph only released 1 or 2 chapters per year and the Reunion arc contains 8 chapters, that would take a crazy 4 years to finish the Victoria arc. That's absurd. Would I love for the main story chapters to come out quicker? Hell yeah. Yeah, I would love to get it as like often as I get Honkai Impact 3rd. Honkai Impact 3rd story, you get that every few months or something like that. Like it's pretty often, or like every other month. It's something pretty often. Like I would love that. Don't get me wrong. That would be amazing to continuously get main story like that. But at the same time, I don't know how many writers they have. I don't know what their process is of going about that. It is pretty crazy for it to take almost a year for, a chapter like that, or 2 chapters. But yeah, I don't know their process behind that. But would I personally love to get more story chapters more often? Hell yeah, I would. But I have no idea what the hell their behind the scenes with that is. And I don't know how much money this game makes. So that's another thing. If you want to know why I'm not going sicko mode in this video of getting on this game's ass right now, I know damn well this game does not make as much money as like Genshin or something like that. It definitely doesn't. Now, I'm assuming this game does make some pretty good money because it's still going on and stuff. It's not cheap to make these games continue and stuff, right? So there is that. But I don't know. But it would be nice to get more story chapters in 1 year. Sure. I'm not going to disagree with that.
Speed up the process. Explain that there will be new roguelike events and that they will be permanent.
The previous interlocking competition receives many negative feedbacks because there are too few maps for the players. On the other hand, they are demanding it for either the rerun of Kyobi's Fungamist or other new roguelike events because they love it. Also, they want roguelike gameplay to be permanent in the game. This is more of the player's personal opinion. And I guess another thing that I do have to keep in mind is that these problems that they're bringing up were back then, right? I think my brain might have low-key forgot that at a certain point, but I'm just remembering now. I'm like, yeah, these were the problems back then. So they didn't have the freaking roguelike events in there. But now we do. So yeah, back then they wanted, they didn't have IS2 yet, right? Because IS2 is like a newer thing. So yeah, I get that.
So, just a few things here and there.
Right.
November 16th.
Oh my god. Yeah, good lord. My brain, I low-key forgot for a second that this took place all that time ago.
For 2021, or 114 days of radio silence later.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's a yikes.
Hypergriff really tried to make people forget about the situation, just like how we forgot about Breezer's existence, but it didn't work.
Wait. CN creators straight up started quitting the game. The controversy did not die the whole time.
So, at long last, our overlord, Lowlight, made an official statement on the matter. In short, he said that the Chen-Alter situation was, to put it professionally, a big f***ing oopsie. He then promised to do better. So, did he? We still have summer limited units, so the fanbase was clearly
ignored on that. I feel like summer limited units should still be a thing. I don't think it's that big of a deal. So I'll say that.
However, Gavial Alter is an improvement.
Yeah, Gavial was sick.
But that's not saying much, because literally anything would have been better. The limited schedule...
I disagree. I think Gavial Alter is awesome. Like, I highly disagree with that.
Was stabilized. Now, the empty your wallet appointment is roughly once every 6 months. Pink Dog...
So, the empty your wallet... So what does it say? Game anniversary, Chinese New Year, summer for some reason? I don't see the big deal about there being a summer limited. I don't think it's really that big of a deal. Summer... It's a very popular time. But... icky.
Every 6 months.
And yeah, just continue.
Pink Dog did actually come out. She just jump scared everyone and got announced one day as a pink cat.
Yeah.
Roguelike
Golden
is
Glow.
now permanent,
which is
a
good.
great thing.
Which is very good.
But it's linked to another issue, which
Too many Abyssal Hunters.
is a topic for another video. The art book got redone entirely.
That's good.
It is now much better.
As it should, if you're spending money on something like that.
Like Plume underwear, Gummy's tail, and Cruiser's eyes, which are just normal eyes. That's pretty underwhelming. Since Chen-Alter, no limited unit has been this broken or this lazy.
Which is good. I mean, you don't want a lazy unit, and I mean, you don't want a unit that's gonna just completely break the game. Like I said before, I completely agree. Chulter's broken as hell. I don't have Chulter, but I mean, at some point I'll probably get her at one point or another. But I'm not like dying to go get Chulter. But yes, you can't have characters be that level of broken. Sorta nutty, just a bit.
Some of these things aren't related to Chen-Alter directly, but I believe that if the game is in such a healthy state today, we have the CN community to thank for it. They saw Hypergriff trying to pull a Mr. Krabs and they didn't allow it. Thanks to them, the game is in the best state it's ever been.
They're gonna show Dorothy.
I'm sure there is a dark timeline somewhere in the multiverse where I am not a gummy simp and Arknights was allowed to become greedy. But Hypergriff is a corporation. Their interest is making cash, stacking paper.
Exactly, like I said.
Not respecting your waifu.
I'm not gonna justify tactics that they do, but I'm not shocked.
Be on the lookout. And if they try this again, teach them that lesson one more
How many times do I have to
time.
teach you this lesson, old man?
Also, while you're revolting, ask for a second gummy skin. Or a 6-star alter at least. Or an official body pillow.
Okay. So that's what it was, huh? There's things in the video that I agreed with and things that I disagreed. You don't want lazy characters and you don't want them to be scummy as hell. You want the art to be good for the character and make sure it actually looks like the character and not super weird. You don't want them to be just blindsiding you with characters getting released and at least give you a heads up of when characters are coming out a decent amount of time. Y'all got the permanent roguelike, which is IS-2, which is cool. IS-2, I suck at it, but IS-2 is a really good game mode. I still feel like having a summertime limited is cool. It's better than getting nothing that whole period of time. And it would be nice to get main story chapters more often, sure, but at the same time they gotta write the thing. But like I said, I don't know the whole process that goes behind that, and how big their team is for that. I don't know. So there is that also. So yeah, I'm all about people getting their money's worth in a game, and especially if you're buying an art book for a game, it should have a lot of stuff in it that is worth paying money for. So that's good that they did rework it. But let me see what people are saying. Let me see what people are saying. You know, I really think that female tourist C should have been the playable limited Holungday limited operator, not this Chalter lady. This drama is entirely avoidable if Hypogryph released her instead. Yeah, they mean. They are meaning. Let's see. It says, as someone who draws, I can confirm that sometimes I'll mess up the face for mysterious reasons. I mean, mistakes do happen, yes. But I mean, as long as they're willing to fix it, if something looks really off, then we're good, you know what I'm saying? Let's see. What is something else that I could look at here? I'm just trying to skim through and see what people are thinking. Let's see. You said, man, I love the Arknights devs in that community. While Hypergriff has tried some very oof things in the past, I've got to hand it to them. They're at least trying their best now to actually listen to the players, unlike a lot of devs for games nowadays, and the fact that they still make millions. Okay. Damn. Like I said, I had no idea how much money this game be making. Goes to show that they're actually making your game good is way more profitable than making it a cash grab. Yeah, because the thing is, and you don't want the game to just be a complete cash grab at the same time. You want to make things feel like it's worth it and not be like scamming people or like trying to like draw people in like a really scummy way. But at the same time, I know those tactics will still be used in a sense because it is a gacha game and they have to attract you to getting characters. Yeah, and then it's honestly one of the most wholesome kick-ass communities you've ever seen, and proud to be part of it. You had a few people willing to help you along when you started playing it. In general, people from the community tend to be really nice. You're sure as hell not letting this game go to shit, because it'd be such a shame to see a game as fantastic as this get worse. Yes. Okay. Chat, let me see something real quick. How much? I just want to see how much money did Arknights make in 2022? Let's see. I just want to see. Okay. Arknights came in at number 13 with 90,000 new downloads. This was in October 2022. And 3.3 million. Okay, now you making money. You making some good money. Yeah, you are. You making some good money. Jesus. Okay, I see. Jesus. You said the most surprising part of this whole drama is that Hypergriff somehow did literally everything the community asked of, which is good, you know? The things that they complained about, they listened and went to go fix it and stuff. There is that. I feel like probably one of the few things right now is probably the schedule of things in this game is a little dank at the moment. Dorothy, and then we have a lot of characters that are gonna be coming out soon and stuff. But yeah, there is that. But I'm glad that the things that needed to be fixed were fixed. I am very glad about that. The most important thing about video game companies is having to learn from their mistakes. But yeah, let me know if you disagree with some of the things I said, or if you agreed with some of the things I said. Like I had said, I saw some of the things I saw as yeah, that's a big deal, and the plagiarism and stuff, you can't, obviously you cannot be doing that. And then at the same time with other things, like having summer events, I'm like, no, we should have summer events. But yeah, please do let me know your thoughts. This video went way longer than I thought it was going to, but I really just wanted to let you guys know what I thought. So shout out to Supa, subscribe to them, leave a like on their video if you haven't already. Subscribe over here if you're new. And yeah, appreciate y'all for watching. Discord server description box below. We do have an Arknights channel there. And until the next one, appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Stay safe. And as always, don't do crack.